let's talk about choosing ammo for the intended purpose. It can be overwhelming when you go to a gun dealer or a sporting goods store and you will find a rack that is probably the length of this table. And let's say you have a 308. You'll go there and there's sometimes 15 to 20 options when it comes to ammunition. So I'm going to go from the purpose and work our way backwards. So if you are a precision marksman and on your weekends you like to go shoot long range marksmanship tournaments, what I'm going to recommend is you select something like a match grade caliber 308 or just match grade in general, depending on what caliber of rifle that you shoot. I'm not going to talk about any brands. You can pick whatever brand you want to, and once you find one that shoots well on your platform, I would say stick with it. So precision shooter is going to go with match grade. And if you're looking at something along lines of hunting, what I would suggest is you find a hunting specific round. Match grade rounds are designed purely for accuracy. Hunting rounds are designed for kinetic energy when it actually hits the target, the expansion with the design to kill whatever it is that it hits. So they are designed slightly differently. Most of the time when you see match grade ammunition, it's either going to be spelled out or you're going to see an abbreviation that is BTHP or HPBT. HP means a hollow point, so that's the pointing of the round. BT means boat tail, which is something that you could see if you were to get a wrench and open the round up. It's just the shape of the back of the projectile. And if you take a look at the round side by side, the round on my left is the match grade ammunition. The round on my right is a hunting round, and you can see visually that there is a difference. This round is designed for precision. This round is designed for lethality. And the plastic tip on the front of this is designed to increase expansion upon impact. Now, another thing with bullets that we're going to need to talk about is the actual weight of the projectile. So I have 3 boxes here in front of me. All of these are 308 Winchester. Starting at the low end, it's 150 grain, then a 165 grain, and then a 175 grain. When they say grain, it is the weight of the projectile and only the projectile. And there's pros and cons to both. A lighter projectile can oftentimes net you a higher muzzle velocity. So it will fly through the air faster, but because it is lighter, it is going to be more susceptible to drift in the wind. Heavier rounds are going to retain more kinetic energy upon impact, and because they are heavier, they're going to be more resistant to the wind. But on longer shots, it means they'll likely be going slower and therefore more susceptible to being pushed around by the wind. I would say if you are shooting at a range of 600 yards and in, you don't need to worry about that. But if you truly are going to stretch the legs on a rifle platform like this, and this is easily a 1,000 yard plus rifle platform, you need to start taking into consideration how much your projectile can be pushed around by the wind. So food for thought. Grain weight itself. This is the 150 grain 308. This is the 175 grain 308. Again, they look almost identical. It's only on the scale that you're going to feel the difference. People think that those are big numbers. Just to put it in perspective, 1 pound is 7,000 grains. And the heaviest bullet that I have in front of me is a 175 grain bullet. They're very light in comparison to that 1 pound total weight. And again, purpose driven. Accuracy only, match grade. Hunting only, you're going to go with a hunting type of round. Let's say you get a rifle and you are going to actually use it for both, dual purpose, which is totally possible. What you're going to need to do is get 2 different sets of dope cards, meaning you're going to have a dope card or a ballistic rangefinder with a setting for the muzzle velocity of your match grade round, and you're going to need one for the muzzle velocity of your hunting round because they are not going to fly the same. They are not going to have the same muzzle velocity coming out of the end of the rifle, and they are not interchangeable. I'm going to jump up in calibers here. If these are our 308s, behind, in front of this, I'm going to put, or actually let's go behind so you can see the difference. It's a 300 Win Mag hunting specific cartridge. This is a 300 Win Mag accuracy specific match grade round. Again, very similar because they are chambered both in 300 and in 308. But the differences in performance can actually be pretty drastic. So just out of the barrel, out of the muzzle velocity of this weapon, on the match grade round, that thing is coming out of the muzzle at 2,930 feet per second. If we switch over to the hunting round right here, it drops down to 2,810 feet per second, which doesn't seem like much. And it's not a crazy difference at 100 yards or 200 yards or 300 yards. But again, now that we're talking about a 300 Win Mag, which I also have an MPR chambered in one of those, that's a true 1,000 yard plus rifle where you can really reach out and touch something with kinetic energy. But the difference in impact on these two rounds is going to be a matter of feet, not a matter of inches, because of the difference in velocity of it coming out of the barrel. Again, this is why if you're going to have or you want to shoot two different types of round through the same gun, which is totally possible, make sure you take the time to get dope cards for both or have two different characteristics in your ballistic rangefinder so you can switch back and forth. Again, up close, it may not matter, but at distance, it will make a huge and substantial impact and could likely be the difference between a successful hunt or going home hungry and empty-handed.